Hello?
Hey, Samantha, it's Erland.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Happy Halloween.
Thanks, you too.
So what's happening?
Well, I'm taking a course right now, and my professor wanted us to interview someone in the career path we'd want to take. So
Okay.
I thought I'd ask you some questions.
Cool. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Well, first one, did you go to college?
I went to Santa Barbara City College for a year and a half, and then I was going to major in music, but decided that what I really wanted to do was rock and roll. Those are two different things, I think.
Did you get a degree?
No.
Okay. Do you think that not having a degree caused you any struggles?
I think that maybe having a degree would help if you're, like, as far as creating income to pay your bills while you're pursuing your music. But at the same time, I wouldn't be nearly as far in my music career if I would have put, more energy towards schooling. So, I don't know. I don't think that it would have, I think it would have affected my music career in the negative, but it would have maybe helped me financially in the short run.
Yeah. What was your first music-related job?
Well, I got a job down at in Dana Point, a music school, a private music school, teaching guitar.
Wow.
And that was huge for me because I was able to make an income, and that I could put towards my music and just towards living and all, living expenses and whatnot. But it was still in the field, so teaching guitar has been even continues to be a great asset as far as offsetting some of the negative negativity that that comes with pursuing music and actually trying to make a solid income. Because it's definitely one of the most difficult career paths if you're looking to make money.
Yeah. Do you still teach?
That job was huge for me because it enabled me to continue pursuing my music, but also have a job that I liked.
When did you start forming your band?
My band, I've played in, maybe 5 or 6 different incarnations of my own music and different bands, different band names. So I decided to just go with my name, which is Erland.
Mm-hmm.
It started out as a solo project with Andrew McMahon to go in and do an EP, and then that EP really was a realization of sound for me in a direction that I needed to go into. So after that, I built a band, and it became clear to me that it is a band once those members joined. So, and that must have been 2 years ago. The band was formed, and I had been working with Andrew up to a year before that. So it's been about 3 years working on the sound and the music that you hear on the record on our side.
Are you going to go on tour again, do you think?
That's the goal. It's tough. You have to, you got to figure out how to get the music heard. We've been blessed. We have the opportunity to go on tour. We had an amazing producer. We've had people help us with the funding of the record. So we definitely had a lot of angels on our shoulders throughout the making of this album. So that's been huge for us. And now we're kind of at a point where we have to figure out a way to get this music heard without a record label and without a management company and a publicist and all of those things that usually, if you're in the business, if you've released a professional or album, you need to have those things. But nowadays, there's so many independent artists that are releasing professional material and that are getting recognized that don't have any of those things. So it's really a learning curve, and it's extremely time consuming, and you got to pour everything into it, you know, because there's so much music out there. There's so much great music that it takes so much longer for the cream to rise to the top. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of doing that so that we can afford to go on tour again. You know, because you have to have fans that are going to come out to see you, or you have to, you know, catch the ear of a booking agent that sees that you have a growing fan base that wants to put you on tour with one of their acts. So you kind of have to work your way up to that. We were really lucky with our first tour because it was our producer who said, "I really love this music. I believe in you guys. I want to take you out."
That's awesome. Would you say you have any role models?
Well, I mean, role models. Yeah, I mean, in what way? Because I definitely have musical role models, and then I have, you know, business role models, and like personal role models. You know, so I mean, to start off maybe with music, it comes down to some of the songwriters that really helped shape my songwriting approach and my musicality, and those are songwriters like Bob Dylan and John Lennon and James Taylor, some of the classic guitar-based songwriters. And then I have people that have helped in my career, like Andrew, for instance, became somewhat of a role model for me, or a mentor, because he really helped show me the ropes in the business. And, hey, this is how you make a real record. This is how you get out and go on tour, and all of those things that I hadn't done before. On a personal level, I look up to someone like Jack Johnson, who releases his music on his own record label, Brushfire Records, and he just seems like he never gets caught up in the fame or, you know, the bullshit that comes along with being a rock star. You know, he has his family, and he always gives back, and he's very environmentally conscious, and he tries to kind of do good with his fame. And I always looked up to him.
Wow. Okay, so my last question is, do you have any advice for someone like me who plans on going into the music industry?
Just get ready to work multiple jobs, you know. And that comes from an artist standpoint. You know, are you planning on going into the business like to be a recording artist, or are you planning on going into another aspect of it?
Well, I want to do something on the business side, so either, I'm not exactly sure, I don't really care what I do, but probably like managing or just working at a record label or something. I want to try multiple things.
Well, I mean, you know, from a business standpoint, if I were to gauge just what I learned from the business, from an artist standpoint, you just have to be ready to constantly change your approach, because this is the fastest changing business that I've ever been a part of, or looked into, or even learned about. You know, I mean, the rules are constantly changing, and what's working is constantly getting flipped on its head. You know, so you have to just be ready to. You just have to be on your toes at all times. You know, and just realize that there's so many different things that are affecting music right now. And you just have to be aware of all of those things, what tech companies are breaking through, and you know, what business models are working for bands, and how are independent artists getting out on the road and actually being able to afford it, because, you know, majority of labels aren't signing until the band has already toured and has already built up a big enough fan base that they're making money, you know, because it's become such a high risk for labels to invest in these artists. So the artist development is on the independent artist. So, you know, just realizing that there's so much work that needs to be done before an artist can even get their so-called break. And then once that break happens, that's when the work really just begins. So
Yeah.
As an independent artist, you're forced to be your own label, to be your own manager, to be your own publicist, and your own booking agent, and all of those things. So it's just really, it's a trip. But it's something that is intriguing too if you're willing to really get into it. I've actually kind of, in a way, have grown fond of the business side of all this because it's interesting. It's constantly changing. Everybody's trying to figure it out, and nobody really seems to have an answer. So.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure. Hopefully, I answered your questions thoroughly.
Yeah, you did. Thank you.
Cool. And yeah, feel free to send me what you write up. I'd love to read it.
Okay, I will.
And we'll be in touch. Hopefully, one of these days when I get back out to New York, maybe we can do another sit down.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Awesome. Well, right on, Samantha.
Thank you. Have a good rest of your Halloween.
You too. I wish you the best of luck.
Thanks. You too.
All right. Take care.
Okay, bye.